Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we're live on Project Cars 2 for PlayStation with the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship, and tonight we have round 2 and we're heading to the USA for Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. We'll bring up the session details, and I just noticed there's a bit of a typo, so the game start times are a little bit different. So we're heading over, it's actually Australian Eastern Standard Time the session is, so we are heading over into Division 2 at the moment. We've got 15 minutes of qualifying. Weather is light cloud. Then we've got the race, which is 23 laps. Weather will progress from light cloud through to medium cloud with a mandatory pit. Then we'll have a break and then head over into Division 1 where they'll have those same conditions. And then that session will start at 8:45 for the broadcast. So do stay in tune during the break. We'll check out the standings after round 1 for Division 2. We have Vortex leading the championship, followed by Balaki and Dan Boone. And then for Division 1, we have Wira leading the way, followed by Sami and Mick Cliff. We'll load up last week's round when we were at Road America for round 1. We had Vortex take pole position and then the victory, with Spray and Pray taking the fastest lap bonus points. And then for Division 1, we had Wira take second in qualifying, then take the win, and also scored those bonus points for the fastest lap of the race. We'll load up the track now. So for Indianapolis, track length is 4.02 kilometers. There's 13 turns. It is a very tight technical track with only a few opportunities for some very quick straights. Otherwise, drivers are going to have to be trying to take some very difficult passes in the more tighter turns. That's the back end of Sector 2, being able to get a nice line through. They can carry a fair bit of speed to try and get a pass done early through Sector 3. Otherwise, they're going to have to make sure they get a great run through Sector 1 to be able to follow through into Sector 2 and take advantage of that nice long back straight. We do have some debuts tonight. There's been a few technical issues for a couple of drivers who have been disconnecting and rejoining the session in the lobby beforehand. Hopefully those technical issues can be resolved by the time they get into qualifying, and especially have it done and dusted before those last few minutes. Otherwise we may see them miss out on being able to start the race. Hey Gallon, thanks for jumping on the stream. Debuting with us tonight is NZ, Jack NZ. So welcome aboard and good luck tonight. Another debut with us tonight. He's got quite the PSN name. AC Logic XTM Hype Z. All the best to him tonight. And we've got Ty Joe jumping back in with us again, having missed the opening round. He was suffering some disconnects in the lobby beforehand. Hopefully that isn't a problem at the moment. There we go. Cheers, Gal. We'll call him Hypes. And another Gallon. I did notice in the Facebook group, and there were all Gallons listed as friends there. Becoming a family affair to get out on the track and do some sim racing. That's good to see. And if ever you are only just joining us for the stream, be sure to hit that follow button. It's great to see just how quickly that follow count is growing at the moment. And you will be notified when we go live. We're here every Thursday night on Project Cars 2. and also Monday nights with iRacing. At the moment, both series running the V8 Supercars. You can see the FG Falcons battle it out on Project Cars. And then the ZB Commodore and GT Mustang duel over on iRacing. And don't forget to jump in the chat, say hello, let us know who you're here to cheer on, who you think's going to take the pole position. Who you think might take the win, and do use those sound effects controls that are available down underneath the stream. It'll play a variety of sound effects you can use to cheer on and applaud your favourite drivers as the race unfolds. First time's coming through. Jack setting at 121.7 and brings the car straight back into the pits. Not sure if that's may have run off after that first lap, or if he's just going out there for golden laps with minimal fuel. Vortex setting a 122, as does Balaki. Van Boonen with 124. Holographic a 128. We'll keep going down through our list. Make sure we cover all our drivers. A little bit slippery out there. Track temperatures will be slightly cool still. Game session time's 10 AM with that bit of cloud cover. It's going to stay cool for a little while. And we will jump on board for a lap. Two drivers in with 121s. There we go, we've got Gallen throwing in prediction for Balaki to pole, a low 121. And spray and pray for the win in the race. Balaki in with a 121.7, the exact same time as Jax. Oh, he's just lost it in the spin there. He's pushing a lot of pace through. It's been very tight on those boards. Oh, we've got Mark being able to get back into the session. He's also having connection issues in the lobby, as was Tyjo. Oh, and he's just dropped out again. And there was issues with Mark not being able to make the race last week. He did qualify 5th, but then end up a DNF as he ended up hitting the return to menu button in between the transition from the qualifying results into the race. But sorry, miss out on those championship points for the race. He's at about 5 minutes to be able to get those connection issues sorted so we can at least join in and still make the grid. Chip leader Vortex trying to get as much temp into these tyres. Holographics has copped himself a grid place penalty. He's taken 2, unfortunately. There's some significant speeding in pit lane. Tyjo is putting down some pretty good pace at this stage. Jack breaking that tyre that he had at the exact same time as Balaki, 121.7. And he just getting in a fraction quicker, 0.040. Oh, a solid wall hit. Pretty costly for Jack. On the board. Timo. As he starts lap. Oh, he's going to bring into the pits. See if we can find a driver that's not too far off. There we go. So that was turn 1. Followed by hairpin for turn 2. So on board with Dan Boone. Chicane, he can take on nearly full throttle, try and get a golden line straight between those curves, and it does allow a little bit to actually take over those curves. Very, very cautiously sharp left-hand corner. You got to keep very wide on that right-hand side. Careful not to drop the tyre off in the dirt as you're under braking. Not to take the corner too sharp, as that curve is very high. Does put the car up on 2 wheels. As you just get in the rhythm with a heap of speed around the section of the oval, a very sharp right-hand corner. Very easy to get the car up on 2 wheels at that tight right-hander just before the hairpin to the left. The right line around that final corner. Once you're able to put the boot down. Nice lap there. Dan Boone, so between about 122.7, he was about 1/10 off his qualifying time. Nice drift there from Jack. Hydro still holds that pole position. Hasn't been much movement around that time. 121.1. Half a second ahead of Jack and Balaki. There's only 1 second separating the first 5. Very tidy line by Vortex through the chicane. He'll be carrying a huge amount of speed down this straight. Maybe on for a pretty good lap here. Oh, it's just cost him there. He's just gone out a little bit. That's 4/10 up on his time. It's probably about half a second before losing that pace in the rear. Can he make up for it in the last sector? Be enough to possibly take a few positions here. No, he only just moves up into position 4. Beth's just improved her qualifying time, setting a 125.2. It's moved her into 7th. A few more seconds out of the car. Now to then be taking a position away from Dan Boone. There's now only 2 minutes 50 left of qualifying. That's meaning that we're not going to see Mark be able to make the race start. He gets his connection issues sorted now. Running this late in the qualifying session won't allow the car to grid. There's 11 cars currently qualifying. There's only 6.5 seconds separating them. Being some very consistent times here between them. Hype's qualifying 127.4. It's currently positioning him in P10. We do have holographic trick with the 2 grid place penalty. The current standings, that'll see him move down into position 10. Simo and Hypes will move up in position each. A bit of improvement for Taijo's time. Maybe looking pretty secure for holding that pole position, being at least half a second quicker at this stage. Running, I'm pretty sure Blackie may have just been given a slowdown for cutting track there. That's probably done in for this lap. Bring up the map. As we can see, things are going to be rather interesting for turn 1. Where the grid start is. Doesn't give a whole lot of time for drivers to try and find that track position for a very sharp left-hand corner. Sorry, right-hand should I say. Anyway, our qualifying complete. Not sure if Spray got across the control line in time. This will now be final laps. And Simo's just spun out in front of Taijo. Taijo's gotten it down to 120.6. That's just cost him for this lap. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. After going a burnout for us. There are a few drivers out there finishing these final laps. Types just ahead of Spray. Perhaps doesn't improve his time, but will Spray be able to? No, he doesn't. Still maintains that position. Oh, there. There he is. I think he's actually gone out and doing the full oval at the moment. What a spectacular roll across the finish line. And then falls back from the sky. Spectacular rollover for Simo. Now we have Division 2, Indianapolis. We have Taijo taking pole position for round 2 with a 120.640, a full 1 second ahead of position 2 and 3. So well done to there. The rest of the grid is Jack, Balaki, Vortex, Spray and Pray, Dan Boone, Steph. Holographic Trick's got those 2 grid places, so he moves down to P10. That will see Hypes move up into 9th, into 8th, and then Simo Simsel into 9th, and then we have in 11th is Coolboy. So we'll be heading over onto the grid now. Missing mark, not being able to get those tech issues sorted in time. Let's see, his 11 drivers start. We should get a nice view for the start here. And all the drivers are readied up. Inching forward because of the delayed start. And it looks like Polaki looking for an opening, as is Spray. A little bit of a tap. Jack ends up taking the lead. Not sure if that was Polaki that may have just tapped in the braking zone. Well, Polaki's just spun out. It's going to cost him big time. He's dropping positions like crazy here. I see him drop to the back of the field. Jack's starting to put a bit of a gap. He's already got 1 second over Tyjo. Vortex quickly closing in on the two as well. Ray holding a pretty good position, and he's got a few seconds between himself and position 5. Graphic closing in quickly on Coolboy. And 1 second gap between Jack and Tyjo, now down to 0.6. Vortex dropped off slightly, Spray's closing in quickly. Less than half a second away. Big pressure onto Vortex now. You know, now on the tail of Coolboy. Polaki's moved back up into 7th position, a pretty quick recovery over the course of a lap to go from a spin in the first couple of corners down to 11th, now back up to 7th on lap 2. Well, there's a little battle between Simo and Polaki. Polaki's looking to gain another position. It's a fantastic run through that final corner. That's going to be able to see him potentially take on 2 positions here. I think Simo's also going to try and sandwich in Coolboy. It's going to be tight through turn 1. Managed to do well to get through that corner, 3 wide. little bit of rubbing. Van Boon saw opportunity in that as well. Balaki's moved up into position 5. Craig still closing down on Vortex. Oh, there you go. Mark saying that both Jack and Tyjo are using Mark's setup, so they should be pretty close. I think they're both using the exact same setup. It's going to be pretty neat to see. I'm not sure if that was a little bit of a wall scrape from Tyjo. That actually may have been just a lag skip going across. Ray still trying to chase down Vortex. Very similar pace at this stage, 122.8 and 122.7. Lucky now recovered up into P5. 14 seconds away from the car ahead. Looks like there's quite the lag freeze there. Getting that on both my consoles. Not a server issue. It looked like Balaki took a bit of grass through the second corner. Turned him around without damage, and then had to wait for all the traffic to get through those first couple of corners before re-entering. Tyjo is starting to get the run on Jack down that straight. Jeff's just gone off track. That's allowed Holographic to get around. He was up a few positions before. Gone off. Pipes just going off track. Appears to have ran wide. Galen, yeah, it was a little bit silly for him. Managed to be able to hold himself on the track with the current pace he's put back on to recover into P5. Probably would have been up towards that front end still. Still a fantastic battle between Vortex and Balaki last week. Ray still struggling to try and close in on Vortex. The pace is still very similar. 123.058 and 123.159. There's not a whole lot of difference between the two. Have to dig deep and really find a spot to be able to improve on and try and make up that little bit of extra time to be able to get that advantage to close in. Lag skips from Tyjo. For now, lap 7. Laps Locking it up. A few seconds behind Holographic Trick. That last lap, quite a fair bit off the pace from Vortex. He seems to have really made up for it over the course of that sector. Hydro still teetering with the gap between himself and Jack. Freight now within range, about to look for an opening to get around Vortex. Vortex gets a pretty good run down onto the straight. Bajo super close to Jack now. He's looking to go for an outside pass. Going to leave him not much room with the wall there. He's pestering those mirrors. Copying a fair bit of pressure now. Outside move here is going to be a little hard. Gap to half a second, now 1.1 second. Vortex still keeping Spray at bay. Starting to put more of a gap between himself. Traffic now starting to close in on Hypes. Both these end up actually going for a spin. I think Steph has managed to quickly recover 2 positions. Starting to close in on Coolboy, then drop back. She's now back up to only 6 seconds away from Coolboy. And you see our race leaders in behind. They're coming down pit straight. Yes, it is pit straight. I think it might have been the back straight there. For being only such a very short track, can easily start to cause some lapping. And just how tricky these corners are, they're doing very well. Take much of a mistake to really put you offline. That car up on the two wheels, put it out off the track. Feels like it is a lot of room for runoff out into the grass. And some of those sand traps though are quite deep, so if you do go out into them, it does actually slow up the car a fair bit to try and recover. Drivers starting the pit now because we're reaching the halfway point. Steph heading in. Spray also coming into the pits. Quite busy down pit lane. Holographic also into the pits. Steph making her way out now. Joe's still sitting around that half-second mark away from Jack. Jack's managing to keep him at bay for quite some time before he ended up leaving an opening. Tyjo to try and have a go. He's giving a flash of the lights. Lap cars. Pipes stays out of the way, lets the two through. Jack couldn't afford to be held up and leave an open opportunity for Tyjo to get around. Got Cool Boy heading on down pit lane now. Jack having a great run out there for his debut race. Pipes into the pits. Cool Boy just finishing up. Right, back in 6th position. He's been in and pit. He's just gotten around Cool Boy and Simo. That is. Just past Simo, I think that may be Holographic's car. Two racing down pit lane. Oh, a tiny tap in pit lane. They did not want to waste any speed on approach into the pit entrance. I see Vortex moving up into the race lead. He will need to pit in. Jack's already been released. Tyjo's still sitting in the stall. He did have a little bit of visible damage though. Oh no, Jack hadn't been released yet by the look of it. Taijo comes out of the pit stall just ahead of Jack. Damboon and Balaki in the pits. It did just look like Simo exited out. And then the two are away. Taijo will now be in the race lead while the time comes for Vortex heading to the pits. They take that lead, all came down to pit stop. Vortex has got 39 seconds ahead. It is quite a long pit lane. We'll probably expect to see about 40 to 45 seconds for a pit stop. Steph looking to position herself inside of Cool Boy. Didn't quite have enough position to be able to stick in there and make the move. Gets the run of him. He made one move to block. Then Steph goes to get him on the next corner. Side by side through turn one. Steph squeezes on the outside through turn two. That's really put Cool Boy off as well. It's put him into a spin. Nice quick flip spin to recover that car. There comes Spray around. Vortex into the pits now. Oh, he's overshot his pit stall. That's going to cost him some time now. That's at least been 3 to 4 seconds added to his pit stop. That could almost be enough time for Spray to be able to come out ahead of Vortex. He was only trailing a small amount between himself and Vortex before heading off into the pits much earlier. Underway now. Spray coming on the pit lane. I think they're going to come out very close to each other. Yes, and Spray takes the position away from Vortex. He hasn't even exited the pit lane yet. Simo. They need to get around the lap car down the straight. Not getting held up in those tighter corners. It doesn't allow too much opportunity for a back marker to be able to safely move across without potentially putting the car into risk of a spin. If they start going out towards those curves and the grass can easily put into a spin and then turn around in front of them. Starting to put some pace down on Simo. About half a second difference between the two at this stage. Last lap was 2/10 quicker by Steph. That lap nearly 1.5 seconds quicker. We're on lap 17 of 23 now. Graphic just gets around Cool Boy wheels a little bit loose around that final corner. Pipes tucking in behind those two. got 4 seconds to try and close in on Cool Boy. IJ leading the race by nearly 3 seconds. Looks like we've had a retirement as well. Vortex missing from the standings. There's only 10 cars up on the board now. Not sure what happened to Vortex. A bit of spacing going on between most of the drivers. They're still trying to close that gap between himself and Simo. Five laps to go. I believe all drivers have been in pit. Current standings, we have Pipes in P10, Boy in 9th, Holographic in 8th, Jeff in 7th, Emma Simsel in 6th, Dan Dean in 5th. He's quietly plugging away there. Got about 21 seconds between himself and position 4. He's got a nice buffer between himself and position 6. We have Balaki in P4. Nearly 18 seconds away from race lead. What a recovery after being spun on lap 1, dropping to 11th. Then we have Spray and Pray in P3. Jack NZ in position 2. Doing well up the front for his debut. And Taijo, our current race leader, he's got 2.6 seconds over Jack. F just marginally ahead of Simo, gets the move through turn 1. Like he's just cost himself a post-race penalty. I'm sure he may have cut track trying to get around F and Simo. He's only wearing 1 second, so it's not going to be too drastic with his current standing. Taijo runs away, that's going to cost him some pace. Going to leave a big opportunity for Jack to close that gap in. There's only 3 laps to go. He needs to try and make up 3 seconds. Race lead Taijay now on lap 21. Ahead of Jack is Cool Boy's car. Actually, maybe it may not be. Taijay within sight for Jack. Chase him down enough over the course the next couple of laps. He's made up about half a second over that last lap. Spacing coming onto these last laps for most of the field now. Like he's got 5 seconds to try and make up before he's going to have a shot taking podium. He does have that 1 second post-race time penalty that he'll be wearing. It'll be quite hard to make up that amount of time. His pace much quicker than Spray's. There was a few more laps in it and maybe enough to be able to close that gap in. Spray's last lap at 123.8 where Balaki's doing 121.8 and he's been doing that pretty consistently for several laps now. Which is rather unfortunate with putting down consistent pace like that. We're seeing 121s being done consistently without that spin. He would have definitely been up towards that front end. Braze has copped himself a slowdown as well. It's 2 seconds. Maybe enough to be able to have Balaki close in. I think that's Cool Boy. He spun out ahead. You have to move over and let Taijay through. Doesn't want to get caught up in an incident here for the final lap. Actually come on the final corner. That's the win for Taijay. Crosses the line, takes the checkers on the podium. Debuting tonight is NZ Jack. Congratulations. Then on the podium is Spray and Pray. Well done taking P3. Larky takes position 4. Then finishing up last corner now. See him take 5th. There's debris all over the track. That would be remnants of Simo's car. F in P6, Simo head in P7, Holographic in 8th. Pipes in 9th. Boy crosses the line in 10th position. And there we have round 2 for Division 2 complete. I did just briefly see a message from Vortex saying suffered disconnect, so that is very unfortunate for him. We have victory for round 2, Division 2 is Taijo, and on the podium in P2 is Jack and Spray and Pray in P3, and the rest of the standings is Dan Boone, Steph, Simo Simsel, Holographic Trick, Hypes, and Coolboy. So we'll be inviting Taijo, Jack, and Spray into the chat to interview them. Bear with me as I add them into it. There we go. They'll be joining us in a moment. Congratulations, Taijo, on taking the win.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
There was some
very tough,
very close laps between you and Jack for a majority of that.
Sure was.
Yeah, just like all races we do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sitting on about that half-second, that margin, and teetering it down to a couple open opportunities to get around and then push back out, and then to only then just battle it out through the pit lane. So it was very close between you two.
Yeah, that was the only way I could pass him.
Yeah.
Because when we went side by side, I couldn't pass him anywhere else. Somehow he gained more straight line speed, or just had a good exit everywhere else. When my tire was just absolutely ruined when following him.
And unfortunately, when I pulled into the pits at one time, I missed my box thinking it was mine. But
no, you thought it wasn't.
Great race, Taijo. That was good. And
that was really good. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
You win too much, man.
For your debut, Jack. Yeah, it is unfortunate missing the stall. So
it is.
There's a couple of drivers that did that too, actually. So you weren't the only one.
Yep, it happens. On to the next race, I guess. But it was great racing.
I got super unlucky there in the first lap. I got punted by a blue car in the first lap. I don't know if you saw that, Jack, but yeah.
I was just stuck up the inside. I was hoping I wouldn't hit you.
Yeah, someone did hit me. Fortunately, there wasn't any damage yet.
Yeah, managed to get through that rather well in the end after that little punt. And congratulations, Spray, on the podium.
Thanks, JT.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Congrats.
Mum and Dad. I got to do that every time. It's sad engineering. Great work, everyone. Awesome debut for a lot of the guys. We had Josh. He came 9th. We're all on fire. Great work, everyone. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great race to watch.
Bad luck to Vortex. Sorry, I'll add that in there. Very bad luck to him on the disconnect.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. He was doing really well, keeping you at bay for quite a long time. He wasn't going to let you through.
No, he said to me, he said, "Oh, sorry for holding you up, Spray." And I said, "Mate, you're the only thing keeping me on track. You're the only one that I just want to keep on to." And yeah, he left, and it was really bad. But...
Yeah, I think he was going to come just about out of the pits, just about right behind you. So it would have been a tight battle for the rest of the race. So very unfortunate luck for him.
It was going to, yeah.
Congratulations, guys. Well done on the race.
Thank you. Thank you for the racing.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone watching.
Yep.
And then we'll
Thanks,
be
JT.
back again next week for Silverstone.
Sure will be.
Sure will be. Good luck, Div 1.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
JT.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks.
Then we have our podium finishers, Jack, Taijo, and Spray. So congratulations to Taijo for taking the win, and Jack with the podium for his debut. So we will be back in a little bit. We'll be starting off at another 15 minutes with Division 1's race, but they'll be heading off for 15 minutes of qualifying and then 23 lap race as we did for Division 2. So do stay tuned, and we'll be back with more V8s with Division 1. welcome back. We are heading off into Division 1's race for round 2 of the Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship. And we're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. So game session time is 10 AM. The track length is 4.02 kilometers, 13 turns. Weather conditions are currently light cloud cover. And we did just see some very quick times being done in Division 2. So hopefully we'll be seeing some spectacular times being taken out in Division 1. We are missing a few drivers tonight as well. Some unable to make it, and some also unwell. So I think best to drivers that can't make it tonight. Now we've had a last minute change in the divisions. After Vortex's disconnect, actually deciding that he needs to run in Division 1. So he's now foregone all points earned in Division 2's races. He'll be starting off fresh with nil points in round 2 tonight for Div 1. Our way down through the list of drivers that we've got. So it's a smaller field. It's 10 drivers tonight. We had Coco Dog. We got the Head Farmer. We have Sami. I should probably bring up a much better screen than looking at that tiny one there. Go. Much better than track loading screen. We got Nick Cliff. Try a fair bit of temp in those tyres, a fair bit of weaving going on. We got Vortex. Filling the Nelly. Drivers is crossing the control lines. This will be first time laps for the qualifying session. Gallon 350 is somewhere. He's gone off for a spin. He's out on the oval section of the track now. He's probably been shown next lap invalidated potentially. That'll be seen as a big speed advantage. Doing the run on through the final corner, coming off the oval section. We've got Dirty Monkey. We got DK Rush. Doggy Daddy. We'll be seeing Dirty Monkey hang up the controller very soon and jumping onto a wheel. For those of you that are members in our Facebook group, have seen posts come up. Doggy actually drove over to Phillies and left a steering wheel set up for Dirty Monkey. Philly will be sending on that over to Dirty Monkey, so we potentially see him very soon out on track, racing behind the wheel. That's some great gestures we see from our members. And wheels donated. Even prizes won for wheel stands. It's fantastic to see that all our members live so far apart Almost never even met each other and still have that much generosity and care between each other. It's great to see. Hey Balaki, thanks for jumping on the stream. Strangely enough, Gallen's time still end up going through. 121.2. Sorry, 121.3 for Gallen. Coco Dog sets a 121.2. 3, 4 drivers now in the 121s. DK only 4 tenths away from that pole time. Billy's just snuck in third position. Vortex also getting in with a 121. 121's just been broken by Gallen. 120.9. We saw a 120 being set in Division 2. Thanks for jumping on the stream too. Drivers getting a time on the board. Currently 10 seconds separating 10 drivers. First 9, only 3.6 seconds separation. That is very tight indeed. Sami takes pole position with 120.6, making 3 tenths ahead of Gallen. There's 8 minutes remaining to qualifying. Good driver setting 120s. Now we've got 5 in the 121s. We have Dirty Monkey setting a 122.6. That is super quick, especially from the controller. You'll be setting a 122.6 and seeing yourself qualify in 8. That is still a very quick time. Farmer pumps himself up with Scotland, parks the car up. That's now 10 drivers, all separated by only 3.9 seconds. If lucky, I did see that your lap times in the race was quicker than your qualifying in the end. You're laying down some very quick laps. If you hadn't have gone for that spin on that first lap, definitely would have been up towards the front end. Ellen cuts that corner completely. Oh no, I think we've just had a disqualification. That's Head Farmer. He copped a grid place penalty. And then instantly dropped out of the session. So he must have sped quite excessively. He's going to have to exit out and reload back in. There, he's just left the session then. Keep an eye on it because he's only got a few minutes to rejoin back in. Well done, Steph, taking a PB. Gallen really pushing that car out to that wall. Head Farmer has rejoined the session. Waiting for brakes to actually load up. Just be in the lobby currently. We'll see a little lag spike in a moment as he rejoins. We won't be able to wipe the grid place penalties. Here he is, he's back in. Wouldn't be surprised if he's copped himself 2 grid place penalties, not only 1 grid place. So he's very lucky to have only copped 1 for getting the DQ. Gee, if you speed and keep speeding quite a while, it keeps throwing more grid places at you. They must have done speeding 1 big motion. Darby still holds that pole, 120.6. 3 times quicker than Gallen. Dog in at 3rd. A fair bit of movement being jumped around. Farmer's not going to get too much opportunity to be able to get that perfect lap in. Probably going to have to spend a fair bit of time on this outlap to get the temp up in the tyres. Try and put a fair bit of spacing between himself and those around him so we can get a nice, good run. So you can't chance any mistakes here. Lap. Just missed the start. Let's find the driver. It's not too far from fencing a lap. We'll jump on board for a hot lap around. We go mid-cliff. Come to the last couple of corners. Don't get the commentators cursed. Got a nice well amount of fuel, 8.3 litres remaining for this lap. There's 110 off on that lap. Huge amount of speed. Brake around at 400 mark. Down into turn 1. Cautious of that curve. Not to bounce the car up. And a hairpin. Oh, we've jinxed him. Will he go back out on the track? No. Let's see if he's going to head out straight up for another lap. I gave him the old commentator's curse there. There you go. Doggy Daddy, who I think may be parking the car up as well. We're getting our usual run of bad luck. Drift there, watching the stream off to the side and maybe getting a little camera shot. Jump on with Vortex. Now, here where we finish up, coming just through sector 1 down through the chicanes. That nice line straight down the middle to be able to run through onto that back straight. Staying as wide as possible out to that little bit of concrete off the side in between the grass to be able to use the brake and turn in. David a curb can really throw that car off balance, which is done with another jinx here. He doesn't have time to be able to bring the car back into the pits, taking no damage. And he can actually heat those tyres up a bit more, now he's going to bring the car in. Temper those tyres. Gallen to finish off this lap for us. Miles and 2 corners. Okay, a very mixed hot lap. I think we might have had 4 or 5 drivers to be able to get this lap done. Only just in time. There's 40 seconds remaining to qualifying. Sami is holding pole position. Gallen's been bumped down. That's now 3 drivers in with a 120. Sami will cross the control line just in time to get another lap in. Got enough fuel to be able to do another one. Packer Dogs park the car up, so is Gallen, Mick and Doggy Daddies. So that's it now for their qualifying session. Is there enough time for DK to get across the line? I think he has. Qualifying's complete, 90 seconds to get this last lap done. More than enough. Head Farmer gets in a time. Ooh, a tap. Sure, I think that was Sami that may have just tapped him. For Head Farmer, but he did get in a decent lap. Not as quick as what he had set just before he suffered the disconnect. He's not going to be able to move himself up the tower at all. I don't think Dirty Monkey that made the tap there. Vortex still sitting in that spot, smoking up tyres. Farmer's also going to come along and do some tandem doughies to wrap it up. Ooh, Philly qualifies in third on that final lap of 120. So that's now 4 drivers with a 120. Got 18 seconds worth of burnouts. We get an actual decent shot of being able to see some of these burnouts. The smoke. There we are. Qualifying for round 2 for Division 1 complete. Sami takes pole. Getting a 120.658. Only 3 tenths ahead. Actually, we've got 2 exact times yet again. Coco Dog and Philly Minelli both setting a 120.940. It's both only 282 away from pole. So the rest of the grid after Sami's pole, we have Coco Dog, Philly Minelli, DK Rush, Nick Cliff, Vortex, Dirty Monkey, Doggy Daddy, and the Head Farmer. That grid place penalty does not affect him. Let's do the grid now. Don't forget, if you're only just joining us for the stream, do hit that follow button. I think we just about reached the 220 follower point. Just about making a bit ago. We're chasing, I think, the 210 mark, around 2.5. Myself and all our members very appreciative of there. We've got 222 followers currently. So spectacular. So we've only been running for just about 2 years now. Good to be able to see 2 divisions running and getting all the support for our drivers with the amazing times that they set each week. Don't forget to jump in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to take that win. Use those sound effects down underneath the stream. That will be played and recorded over the streams. Have some fun with that and be able to cheer on your favourite drivers. Balaki throwing up the chair. And all the drivers in the pit ready now. Might about to go green. Round 2, Division 1. What is Sami inching the car forward? Near risking a jump start. Keeps the smoke down, pit straight. Coca Dog takes the lead. Is he going to be far enough to be able to take that track position for turn 1? Last GK, it looks like he's had a tap. He's gone up on the 2 wheels. Taken some front right damage. Hopefully being turned around, making contact. Not wanting to let Coca Dog get away too quickly. He's closing in quite fast. Only a few attempts away. Delayed start giving Coco a great jump. And the 2 starting to put a nice distance between Philly. Now got Vortex quickly closing in on his tail. Dirty Monkey also closing in. DK not too far behind after that spin in turn 2. And Sami just got the move. Oh, there's been a tap. Sami just passed. I think Coca Dog got shunted through turn 1. That may have been Philly's car. Well, a similar thing happened in turn 1 on the first lap for Division 2 at that same corner. Bit of a domino effect. End up pushing Sami out more. Coca Dog managed to be able to fare through it pretty well. It really opened the door for Vortex to take that race lead. Fingers crossed for Vortex and he doesn't suffer another disconnect. Having a pretty good battle for most of it before he suffered that disconnect last time. Might be a good way to start out in the division already at 0 points, then suffer 0 points for the race. He's already going to be one round behind. DK still looking to try and get back up towards that mid-pack. Doggy Daddy not making it easy for him. Really trying to recover back up. Oh, there's a big tap again. That was Sami. Do a slide, going nearly taking out Mick Cliff as he recovered from that slip. Monkey also losing the tail, managed to save the car. These guys are at it again, door to door. So he goes for an inside line pass. Gallon at it again. Oh no, Dirty lost it that time. He's out on the grass. Like there may have been a slip with Doggies. He's dropped 2 positions. DK managed to get around. now on the tail of Head Farmer. Ethan Philly moved up that spot. Indianapolis being a fierce battleground already with Division 1. Vortex flying ahead now. He's put 2.3 seconds, actually furthering that as we speak, over Coco Dog. Looks like we're going to have Gallon and Sami fight it out door to door again. Sami's already looking for that opening to get her around. About half a second slower off the pace compared to Gallant. Oh, tapped him again. Stopping to redress the position. Gallant loses a couple of positions. That sees Dirty, DK and Nick all move on up. Try and move back up to where he was. Narrowly squeezes in alongside of Dirty. I think Dirty may have just lost a little bit of slip. It is much harder for Dirty to try and battle door to door compared to the other drivers. Not as easy on the controller. The others are on the wheel. Watch that space in these next couple of weeks. That will all change. Dirty's going to be a weapon once he's got that wheel in front of him. Now push that lead to 2.6 seconds. It's going to be far enough ahead now that he's not going to be offering any draft advantage to Coco Dog. He's also got the same. He's got a 7-second gap between himself and P3. Let's look at the amount of draft that these guys are going to be getting from position 4 through to position 6. Probably fretting a little bit now, seeing Sami pester his mirrors again. He hasn't had a whole lot of luck. Sami trying to make a move through. Tiny little lag skip as he went the turn in. That's definitely Vortex staying Div 1. I think the guys maybe want to kick him back down in the Div 2 now if he keeps putting on pace like this. Yeah, he will be changing into Div 1. He's relinquished all his championship points from Division 2 and starting completely fresh for tonight. Jeffrey's Cleaner Racing in Div 1. Yep. They're fighting it out tonight. Making my work hard for me with the replay review from this race. Big slip from DK. Gallen narrowly avoids that contact. Gallen now moves back up into P5. Now on lap 9 of 23. Nearing that halfway point, so interesting to see if we have any of the drivers start to peel off into the pits. Like Coco Dog just lapping Philly. He's currently 116 behind. Oh, big slip from Coco. I'm sure he may have been a little bit put off there. It looked like there was a tad bit of lag skip at the turn in. It's going to be favourable for Vortex now. He's got 8-second lead over Coco Dog. I think it's really thrown him off his game as well. He's just lost that rhythm. Hopefully he can try and recover it. And every so often you can get little lag spikes that occur during a lap where it'll actually skip a few frames and easily put you off on a corner, especially when you're following a very tight line, and push off your brake marker. Those that regularly race project cars in public lobbies when you're getting a lot of drivers coming and going at the same time. We also notice that in the stream, as a driver joins back in when the subroutine disconnects, you see that little jitter. It's not just what we see, all drivers will actually experience that on track as they join the session. And they can experience gone into a wall plenty of times. Coco Dog showing as being in the pits, but then it came out that he wasn't. That's rather interesting. Coco Dog be serving a drive-through penalty potentially. If he did have one, I don't think it would have already stung him if he had a jump start at the race. I'm pretty sure you've only got 5 or 6 laps to serve it. Oh, he's just disconnected as well. There may have been some latency issues going on for him. may have actually been a retirement. It's unfortunate Coco was running great for that half of the race. Hypes it was. Sad to see him spin around. Trophy Gallon's been in and pits, dropped down into 8 for 57 seconds behind the lead. He has pit. So DK, 30 and Mick all in the pits at the moment. There goes Head Farmer, passing them all. Actually, he's in the pits too, it's saying it's... it was just a little bit of a delay. Nick Cliff making his way out. He's come out just ahead of DK. It's Doggy Daddy and Dirty Monkey also in the pits. Okay, Dirty Monkey in behind Doggy. Let's peek out down pit lane at the halfway point. That's Vortex lapping Philly. Philly are currently on lap 12. Make their way through the standings. As at lap 13, we've got Philly in P9. Doggy Daddy in 8th. Right on the tail of P7, that's Dirty Monkey. DK Rush in P6. Cliff up in 5th. Gallon now in P4. Pit before. So now that the others have pit back in, he's reclaimed those positions. He was up in 3rd before having the spin. Head Farmer in 3rd, but he will need to pit. Coming down in the pit lane now. Will there be enough time for Gallon to be able to get past? No, Army will be back out and underway, no problems. Gallon's only just on that back straight. Vortex cheating with Philly. He's currently a back marker. Philly's pace that previous lap to 124. Vortex has dropped back pace a fair bit. He's now sitting on 125s. Car's not getting light, but those tyres could very well be starting to scrub out. Even a little bit of fatigue setting in. And comes Vortex, maybe needing a set of tyres. Be enough space that we'll see Head Farmer take the lead, but he does need to serve his mandatory pit. And you can see Coco Dog's car parked up ahead, so he's ended up retiring out when he went down pit lane. I'm sure what was going on, so it didn't even register that he was actually in the pits where we see on that standings tower. You can see the pit icon when he went in. It didn't actually show that. So something strange went on as he entered pit lane. It didn't appear that he went in there with a lot of speed, that it could have potentially been a DQ. Vortex. Just leaving pit lane now. Head farmer comes the race lead. He's just come out of pits. Now he's just ahead of DK. He's already putting some time over him through that first sector. Gallen will be pleased now, having recovered back up into P3. Gallen's 5 seconds away from Vortex. I think Vortex may have had a slightly longer pit stop. Seem to have had about 5 to 10 seconds longer than most of the other drivers. Allowed that gap to close him quite quickly. There's 7 laps to go. Could easily potentially see Gallen have a shot at taking the win from Vortex. How much longer will it be before Head Farmer heads into the pits? Vortex takes back the race leaders. Head Farmer heads on into pit lane. I'll see Gallen move up in the position too. He's 1/10 off the pace from Vortex. The 4-second gap. You can see DK trying to break. Actually, might have been tucking in behind Doggy Daddy's car. Using as much slipstream as he can. Doggy's probably moved over to use a lap car at this stage. DK would have used his car off over to the side to get as much slip down pit straight. Head Farmer's done and dusted in pit lane now on his way out. That corner rather fine. I think it'll give him a slowdown. There's a post-race time penalty of 2 seconds that'll be applied to Dirty Monkey at this stage. He's got 9 seconds between himself and P5. He'll lose about 7 seconds behind him. Billy's nearly a second off pace compared to Dirty. So it looks like he's going to be closing in. Got some front end damage that might just be residual after pitting in. Quickly closing in on Gallen. 1.6 seconds quicker on that last lap around. Gallen doesn't even contest the position, just moves on out of the way. For a little bit too much deja vu with Sami tonight. He doesn't have enough time to recover from a spin. Tucking in, trailing behind Sami at this stage. Vortex is holding a 5-second gap, but just look how quick that is actually dropping. Almost half to 0.6. Just over the course of this lap. There's a 122.6 from the distance. Sami just set a 121.5. We're getting down to qualifying times now. That's 1.1 seconds quicker than Vortex. 3 laps to go. Could end up being a very close finish if they both keep at this same pace. Going really dropping back from Sami now. About 1.5 seconds slower. Oh, Sami, a few little lag skips through that section. Doggy Daddy got himself a 1 second post-race time penalty as well. Commences lap 21. Sami's pace still slightly quicker. I don't think it's going to be enough to try and make a move on him over the course of the next couple of laps. Stay focused. Let's not make any mistakes and just hold that same pace. You should be able to keep him at bay long enough to cross the line and take the checkers. Hey, Lee, thanks for jumping on the stream. And Gallen is our longest running member. I think I may have just suffered a little bit of a disconnect. I can't seem to change views here. We're kind of locked onto Vortex. My voice is still coming through on the party chat. I can't actually change the controls at the moment. I think I've got issues with my internet at the stage. Doesn't appear to be the case. We're going to have to watch out the remaining last lap with Vortex. I have just disconnected from the session. It's rather frustrating. I hope I can get back in before the race finishes up. On that final lap now. Just leading back into the session. Hopefully I can take back over the controls. There we are. Vortex takes the win, followed by Sami. He did close that gap in pretty quickly. Flash of the lights for Gallen down the back. And now I can control it back over again. DK Rush takes 5th position. Cliff in 6th. Showing Vortex took 7th in the end, something a little bit weird. 30 Monkey in 8th. Buggy Daddy crosses the line in 9th. 45 seconds remain to get the last lap done. Gonna be one off the head farm and cross the line. Farmer crosses and finishes. There we are, we're seeing better results there. So yeah, it is a DQ for Coca Dog, so may have actually sped on that approach into the pit lane, which is why we didn't see that pit come up. That's going to be costly for Coco Dog. We have winner for Division 1 in round 2. The Pagnian Imports V8 Supercar Championship is Vortex, and on the podium in Sami and Gallen in P3. And the rest of the standings we have DK Rush, Mick Cliff, Dirty Monkey, Philly Manilli, Head Farmer, Doggy Daddy, and then Coco Dog. So then I need to actually save a replay on this one because I can't do that from my screen after suffering the disconnect. So We'll see a notice come up in a moment, but we'll invite in Vortex, Sami and Gallon for a chat. We should see them join in a moment. If you want to pass on any comments, we can relay that to the drivers as they join in. It's a better outcome, Vortex. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thanks.
I say you'd be well and truly exhausted after running 2 races now.
Yeah, and I was sweating so much because Sami was like gaining half a second on me every lap.
Yeah,
Back to Div 2, Vortex.
Yeah, all the Div 2 guys in the chat were saying, "Oh, can Vortex stay?" And I was like, "Well, I'm pretty sure the guys will be wanting to kick him back down now." Yeah, well done. Solid drive.
I'd like to dedicate this other win to Cheryl as well.
And congratulations, Sami.
Yeah.
Cheers, JT. I don't know what happened there. I sort of got away to a good start, but then I don't know what happened to Coco, whether Coco got pushed and then pushed into me, and then it was on from there.
Yeah,
So.
it did look like there was a punt into Coco, and then that just pushed you out with the domino effect.
Yeah, but we had a great battle with Gal, so which was good.
Yeah, a lot of door-to-door action with you two, and a few spins, and still.
I knew Sami had the pace. I'm like, you got to work with this, mate. I'm not letting you around this easy. I knew he had pace, and it was good. But in the second half of the race, I was like, mate, I'm not battling again. The risk of both of us having a spin and falling backwards. Need some points. So.
Did see him move over to the right and let him on through at that stage. It was like, oh, you can't really afford another comeback with only 3 laps to go.
Yeah, no, not with the tyres. They were pretty well shot. So.
Yeah. I was trying hard to catch Vortex, but maybe another 1 or 2 laps I would have caught him.
Yeah, for sure.
He did well.
I was watching that. Yeah, top drive, Vortex. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Gal.
And I think
I reckon
the fastest lap of the race too, Sami, in those last couple of laps, so 21.059.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that's a bit of a bonus, that's for sure.
Well, I reckon the only reason I won that race was because I kept out of all trouble.
Yes. He drove well, mate. Very well.
All the boys just want to shout out and say hello to Wira and his missus in hospital, so
yeah,
everyone wishes all the best.
Wira and his missus, hopefully everything's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, best of luck to him.
Missing Corby tonight, so that would have been a bit of action as well. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. And Pretender working hard.
Yep, that's it.
I just want to give Sally Engineering a big shout out. The guy's done wonderful. Good car tuning.
Yeah, there was lots of congratulating Sally Engineering in the chat during the streams. It's becoming a popular topic.
Look at old Sally. Oh, it's funny. And young Josh
for another great night too, JT.
No worries.
And young Josh, another nephew of mine, making his way in for his debut race, and I think he done pretty bloody well. So, cheers to that.
Yeah, he did do well. It's good to see all the newcomers getting aboard. Congratulations, guys, and good luck with it all for Silverstone next week.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
Thanks, JT. Well done, guys.
No worries.
We'll take some go.
Yeah.
See you, mate. Good racing, Sami.
Thanks,
well
guys.
done, buddy. Thank you, JT,
Cheers, mate.
everybody. Good night,
No
all.
worries. There we have our podium finishes with Vortex taking the win, Division 1, and then Sami in P2 and Gallon in P3. And then we'll be back again next Thursday night We'll have round 3, Project Cars 2 in Silverstone International. And then don't forget to hit that follow button if you haven't done so already, so you not only get notified when we're live again next Thursday, but also when we're live with the Supercars Championship on iRacing on Monday. So plenty of V8s to be able to see. And then thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you trackside next time.